Well, the Obama administration's SWAT team was supposed to swoop in and save big government technology projects gone awry. So why didn't any of the administration's tools catch the flawed Obamacare site? Gautham Nagesh joins us from Washington, D.C. with more. Hi, Gautham.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So it's not a secret that the government isn't great at technology. What kind of protocols did the Obama administration have in place that were kind of designed to catch these potential tech failures early?
Sure. Well, President Obama, when he came into the government, he was already a proponent of increasing the amount of accountability and transparency surrounding technology in the government. So he established these new positions: the Federal Chief Technology Officer, the Federal Chief Information Officer, the Federal Chief Performance Officer, all three of which are tasked with making sure the government does better when it buys and installs computer systems. He also created this website called the IT Dashboard, which is supposed to give updates on how a particular project is doing it at any given point.
And now it's the White House Chief Technology Officer, Todd Park, who's kind of in the hot seat. Darrell Issa wants to see him testify in front of the House Oversight Committee. What are we expecting there?
Well, if Mr. Park chooses to testify, which we are not certain yet that he will probably be facing some very harsh questions, particularly surrounding when he knew that the site was not going to perform as expected. Chairman Issa has suggested that he had that information well in advance. The White House, of course, disputes this. At any rate, this is going to be something where they're going to want to know who knew what, when, and whether or not this could have been prevented.
And there are a lot of tech folks out there who don't think this is Mr. Park's fault. They actually have a hashtag. It's #LetToddWork. I mean, are there just inherently flawed components of this Chief Technology Officer position?
Inherently flawed is one way to put it. I think that it's a new position. No one's really clear what the role was. Mr. Park's predecessor, Mr. Anish Chopra, he really made himself an ambassador for the White House to the tech community. He really touted how technology could improve both the government and the healthcare industry. A lot of what he did was really looked at as an outreach role. Mr. Park has been a little more internally focused. He has also had to play the ambassador of the tech community, but he's also in charge of making some of these things work, obviously. And right now he's very heavily engaged in actually fixing the website, which is not something Mr. Chopra necessarily would have done.
So when we look at the healthcare website, were there any red flags on any of these, SWAT protocols that were put in place?
Well, this is very much in dispute. The White House says that there was an incident in the IT dashboard in March where the project was downgraded. It was all green, which means low risk, and then suddenly in March it was downgraded to red, or high risk. Now, if you ask HHS or the White House, they say that this was simply essentially a clerical error. No information for that month the information wasn't submitted on time, and when it was, the project was upgraded again. However, I spoke to someone at the Government Accountability Office, and their point was that, well, as soon as this site was downgraded, someone should have been paying attention and making sure that it was really on track. As we now know, it was not.
All right, I'm sure that's going to get a lot more scrutiny. Gautham, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.